Women. Women are often called a mystery, a puzzle that men claim they cannot solve. But the truth is much simpler and far more intoxicating. Most men walk through the world in a hurry. They see the bedroom as a destination, a finish line, a race to be won. They want the result, but they ignore the ritual. They skip the very chapters that make the story worth reading. They rush. They fumble, and in their haste they leave the woman they are with hollow. But you are not most men. You are here because you want to understand the secret language of her skin. You want to know what it feels like to have a woman completely, utterly undone by your presence. I'm going to share with you 9 moves, 9 secrets that most men skip, but every woman desperately needs if she is ever going to truly surrender to you. Slow down, take a breath, the noise of the world outside this room fade into a whisper. Because what I am about to tell you will change the way she looks at you forever. The first move, and perhaps the most vital, is the slow teasing touch. Most men think the goal is to reach the sensitive parts as quickly as possible. They think efficiency is a virtue. They are wrong. For a woman, anticipation is the most powerful aphrodisiac in existence. It is the fuel that turns a spark into a forest fire. Imagine your fingertips light as a ghost, tracing the line of her arm. Don't go for the chest, don't go for the thighs, just the forearm, the crook of her elbow, the soft, sensitive skin on the back of her neck. You are mapping her. You are telling her, without a single word, that you have all the time in the world. When you withhold what she expects, her mind starts to fill in the gaps. Her imagination begins to fire. By the time you actually touch where she is aching to be touched, her body is already aflame. Slow. Slower than you think is humanly possible. Let her wonder. Let her wait. And while you are exploring the map of her skin, remember that her lips are only the beginning of the journey. Most guys stop at the mouth. They stay there until they think it's time to move down. But a woman's body is a landscape of hidden nerves. Kiss beyond the lips, the hollow of her throat. Feel it pulse. It pulses when she is nervous or when she is excited. Press your lips there. The curve of her collarbone, that tiny electric spot right behind her ear where she can hear the depth of your breathing. When you wander away from her mouth, you aren't just kissing her. You are devouring her. You are showing her that every single inch of her matters to you. You are turning her body into an adventure. Soft, lingering presses, followed by a sharp, sudden heat. It makes her feel wanted, truly, deeply wanted, which leads us to the power of the whisper. Foreplay is not just a physical act, it is a psychological one. The ears are a direct line to a woman's mind. While your hands are busy, while your lips are wandering, use your voice, but don't speak to her. Speak into her, tell her how she smells, tell her how the light catches the curve of her hip. Tell her exactly what you are going to do to her when the lights go out. A low voice against her ear creates a physical vibration that goes straight to her core. It's a double dose of pleasure. And the physical touch of your breath and the psychological weight of your words, it's how you build a fire that she cannot put out. Don't be afraid of the hand exploration. Most men use their hands like tools to grab, to pull, to achieve a goal. Instead, use your hands like a traveler who has finally come home. Slide them under the silk of her shirt. But don't go for the obvious. Feel the arch of her back, trace the individual ribs, cup the weight of her hips and just hold. There is immense power in a firm, confident hand that knows exactly where it belongs. When you explore her whole body, you are telling her she is safe to let go. You are telling her that you aren't just looking for a release. You are looking for her. And then there is the neck play. The neck is perhaps the most underrated erogenous zone on a woman's body. It is vulnerable. It is soft, a mix of warm breath, soft kisses, and the occasional playful nibble here. It sends shockwaves through her entire system. It's about the unpredictability. She doesn't know if you're going to be gentle or dominant. That tension, that not knowing, is exactly what keeps her arched into you, begging for the next move. When you do this right, she doesn't just feel your touch, she feels your intent. Now, we must talk about what many men neglect out of habit. The breasts. Too often this becomes a pit stop, a quick fondle, a brief kiss, and then the man moves on to the main event. Did you know that many women can reach the very peak of pleasure through this alone? If you stay, if you linger, if you return to them again and again. It's not a one and done move, it's a cycle. Love them, leave them, and then come back when she is least expecting it. It tells her that you aren't just following a checklist, you are obsessed with her. Then, of course, there is oral stimulation. I will be honest with you, most women are secretly begging for this, but they want it done with patience. They want to feel like you are enjoying the journey as much as they are. Don't treat it like a chore, treat it like a privilege. Start slow, tease, build the rhythm until she is lost in it. When her breathing changes, when her hips start to lift, You know you have found the key. Don't change a thing. Don't speed up. Don't get frantic. Just stay in that moment with her until she shakes. But the most powerful move in your entire arsenal isn't a touch at all. It is restraint. It is the act of pulling back. Just when she thinks you're about to go further, stop, pull away. Look her in the eyes with a smirk that says you know exactly what she wants. Let your hand hover just a fraction of an inch above her skin. This creates a hunger, a desperate, primal need to bridge the gap you just created. When you finally do give in, the release is 10 times more explosive because she had to work for it, she had to want it. And finally, the dirty commands. Foreplay isn't just physical, it's about power. A well-placed command, spoken with unshakable confidence, is the ultimate turn on. Take your clothes off. Look at me. Don't move. When you take control of the interaction, you allow her to let go of hers. You give her the gift of surrender. She doesn't have to think. She doesn't have to plan. She only has to feel. And that is the greatest pleasure of all. You now hold the keys to a woman's deepest desires. But knowing them is only the first step. You have to be the man who is brave enough to use them. The man who is patient enough to wait for the fire to burn bright. If you found this helpful, if you want to become the kind of man who leaves an indelible mark on every woman he encounters, then don't let this be the end. Subscribe. Join me on this journey of understanding, because the more you understand the feminine heart and body, the more powerful you become in the bedroom and beyond. Go to her tonight, slow down, and remember, the best things are always worth the wait. I'm glad you stayed. It tells me you're ready to move past the surface. You're ready to understand the psychology of her pleasure, not just the mechanics. We talked about the moves. But now, I want to give you the breath between the moves. The words that make her skin crawl in the best possible way, the textures that turn a moment into a memory she will replay over and over until she sees you again. Slow down, even more. The art of the slow, teasing touch. When I say tease, I don't mean a game, I mean a promise. When you touch her, I want you to imagine you are feeling the temperature of her soul through her skin. Most men use the palms of their hands, too much surface area, too much demand. Use the very tips of your fingers, just the whorls of your fingerprints. Start at her wrist. There is a pulse there. Wait until you feel it now. Slowly trace a line up the inside of her arm. This skin is thinner, it's more sensitive to the air. As you move, don't just swipe, stop. Let your fingers linger for a second, then move again. If she tries to pull you closer, if she tries to move your hand to her breast or her hip, resist. Gently move her hand back. Look her in the eye and whisper, "Not yet, I'm not done looking at you." In that moment, you have shifted the power. You aren't just touching her, you are appreciating her. You are making her feel like a masterpiece that requires hours of study. When a woman feels studied, she feels seen. And when she feels seen, she opens the geography of the neck. We spoke of the neck, but let's go deeper into the how. The neck is the bridge between the mind and the body. It is where her breath hitches. It is where her surrender begins. Approach her from behind. Don't touch her with your hands first. Use your breath. Lean in until your lips are an inch away from the nape of her neck. Breathe out slowly. Let her feel the heat of your lungs against her skin. Watch the goosebumps rise. That is her body's way of saying yes. When you finally press your lips there, don't just kiss. Inhale, smell her. Let her feel you taking her in. And the nibble, it's not a bite. It's a graze of the teeth. Just enough to let her know that beneath your patience there is a predator. There is a man who could take what he wants, but chooses to be gentle. That contrast between the softness of your lips and the hardness of your intent, it's intoxicating. The command speaking the unspoken. And then there is the voice, the dirty commands. Most men feel awkward here because they try to they try to sound like a movie. Don't do that. Speak from your gut. Speak as if what you're saying is an absolute fact of the universe. When you want her to surrender, you don't ask, you tell. But you tell her with a voice that is wrapped in velvet. If she's moving too fast, trying to rush the moment because she's overwhelmed. Slow down, look at me. I want to see your eyes when you feel this. If you want her to give in completely, hands behind your head. Don't move until I tell you. If you're exploring her and she's trying to hold back a moan, I want to hear you. Let me hear how much you like this. These aren't just words. They are anchors. They pull her out of her head, where she's worrying about how she looks or what time it is, and they drop her right into her body. You are taking the burden of the lead off her shoulders. You are saying, I've got this. You just feel the return, the breast play cycle. Remember what I said about the breasts? Most men treat them like a door they have to walk through to get to the real room. No, they are the room. Spend 10 minutes there, then stop, move away, go back to her neck, go back to her hands. Talk to her. She will be confused. Her body will be screaming, why did he stop? And then When the tension is almost unbearable, return. But this time, use a different pressure. If you were soft before, be firm now. If you used your lips, you use your palms. By cycling your attention, you are keeping her nervous system on high alert. She can't get used to your touch because your touch is always changing. You are keeping her in a state of constant electric discovery. This is how you become a legend in her mind. It isn't about being the strongest or the fastest or the most skilled. It's about being the most present. It's about having the courage to be slow in a world that is obsessed with speed. Go to her, take your time. Every second you spend in the build-up is an investment in the explosion that follows. If you want to keep exploring the depths of intimacy, if you want to learn how to master the silent signals women send, subscribe and stay a while. We have so much more to talk about. The first 5 minutes, the silence before the storm, the biggest mistake you will ever make happens before you even touch her. Most men enter the bedroom with an energy of doing. They are busy. They are adjusting pillows. They are checking the mood. They are moving with a frantic, nervous intent. I want you to try something different. I want you to master the stillness. When you are finally alone with her, don't move. Just look at her. Look at her until she feels the weight of your gaze. Let the silence grow until it's thick enough to touch. When she eventually asks, "What?" or gives you that nervous, beautiful little smile, don't answer words, reach out very, very slowly. Place your hand on the side of her face. Don't stroke it yet. Just let the warmth of your palm seep into her skin. This is the move 0. It is the move that tells her the world has stopped. It tells her that for the next hour or the next 3, nothing exists but the two of you. By starting from a place of total calm, you make every subsequent touch feel 10 times more intense. You are the mountain. She is the valley. Let her feel your stability before she feels your desire, the psychology of restraint, the mental tease. Now let's talk about the mind. We've discussed pulling your hand away, but I want you to understand the mental restraint while you are kissing her neck, while you are whispering those commands we talked about. Tell her what you aren't going to do. I thought about taking this off you, but I think I'll make you wait a little longer. I know exactly where you want me to touch you, but I don't think you've earned it yet. When you verbalize your restraint, you turn her own desire against her in the most delicious way possible. You are making her the architect of her own anticipation. Most guys give a woman everything she wants the moment she asks for it. That is boring. That is predictable. A man who can say no in the bedroom, not out of coldness, but out of a desire to build the tension, is a man she will never forget. You are building a dam, and when you finally let the water break, it will be a flood, the climax of foreplay, the final surrender. By now she should be shaking, her breath should be short, her eyes should be searching yours for permission. This is where you bring all 9 moves together. The slow touch, the whisper in her ear, the firm command. You've explored her geography, you've teased her senses, you've returned to her breasts and her neck until she's lost track of time. Now, you give her the one thing most men skip because they are too selfish to wait, the after touch. Even when the main event is over, the foreplay doesn't truly end. The move most guys skip is the one that happens after the peak. Hold her, trace those same lines on her arm that you started with, whisper the same low words. A woman's pleasure is a slow, fading echo. If you cut it off the moment you are finished, you break the spell. But if you linger, if you stay in the moment even when the work is done, you become more than just a lover. You become her addiction. A final word of power. You see, it was never about the moves, not really. It was about the man you become when you perform them. A man who is patient, a man who is observant. A man who is so secure in his own power that he doesn't need to rush to prove it. Women don't just want sex, they want to be taken on a journey. And today, you've learned how to be the guide. Go out there, practice the art of the slow burn, watch her eyes change, listen to the way her voice breaks when you pull back, and most importantly, enjoy the view. If this spoke to you, if you felt the shift in your own perspective today, then you know what to do. Hit that like button. It tells me you're ready for more of these deep dives. And if you haven't yet, join our circle. Subscribe, because we are just getting started on uncovering the truths that stay hidden behind closed doors. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for having the courage to slow down. I'll see you in the next one.